Hey guys, it is Warner's, and normally I make optimized yet sorry, normally when I make YouTube videos I pause, but I'm live now, so I can't just like pause as much and edit it out. I usually make optimized yet thematic character builds, but today I'm going to be reacting to the newly released Artificer playtest. D&D Beyond released their YouTube video on it, so I'm going to be reacting to that. And then we're going to just kind of skim through and look at the PDF that they released as well, the playtest PDF for the Artificer. I'll talk a little bit about how I feel about the Artificer in 2014 rules. I would say that I like the class. I think the Artificer is an important class to have in the game, mostly because wizards are the only spellcaster that have that are like an intelligence based, and I feel like it's good to have more than one intelligence based caster. Also, as an optimizer, it's fun to be able to have a class you can multi-class into that is intelligence based. So yeah, I'm very excited for the Artificer to be brought into the new rules. A few things I'm hoping for, just like how bonus action potions are now officially a rule, I hope that with the Alchemist Artificer, which is my, by theme, my favorite Artificer subclass, not by mechanics, I hope that the Alchemist Artificer is able to do bonus action potion drinking. And yeah, I really hope they glow up the Alchemist, because I'm not too into the steampunky vibes of a lot of the other subclasses, and I like the idea of the Artificer, but the Alchemist I feel like keeps it more like fantasy, and that's why I personally prefer the Alchemist Artificer thematically over the other Artificers. Yeah, and remember, this is a playtest, so we don't fully know what's gonna happen. You know, like it could change a lot, just like it did with the other classes. So yeah, with that all being said, let's go ahead and react to the YouTube video, and then we'll go over the PDF. So let's switch on over to full screen mode. And I got the video right here, and yeah, let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna put it at 1.25 speed, so it's like a little bit faster, but nothing terrible, nothing crazy. Okay, let's go, guys.
It's been a minute since we've done this, but we have a new Unearthed Arcana, and
we do.
The Artificer. Can you tell me about what is new, what has changed, and just remind everybody about what this testing process is?
I am so glad that the first Unearthed Arcana after the new Player's Handbook and the new Dungeon Master's Guide is the Artificer.
Yes. What book is this gonna be? Is this gonna be a new Eberron book? Because if it's a new Eberron book, they haven't announced it, and they instead have announced a Forgotten Realms source book. Will this be in the Forgotten Realms source book? Potentially. Oh, also some context, guys. The actual Artificer class didn't come out until like 7-8 years into 5e, so this is looking good though. Like
that not only I love
a bit sooner,
on, but I love playing. And the Unearthed Arcana process is a chance for us to share with the D&D community something we're working on, and to get the community's temperature on how do you like what we're working on. It's a snapshot of our work in progress. Yep. And we're asking people to weigh in on that snapshot.
Whoever did the lighting sucks.
Progress. For anyone who hasn't been part of Unearthed Arcana before, it means that if the thing we're showing you ends up in a book later, there's a good chance it will have evolved since this snapshot.
Yeah.
And we will then be posting a survey online so that people can let us know what they think about what they read in this new article, and even better, let us know what they have discovered through playtesting material in here. That feedback we then go through very carefully and study it and see how we can then improve what we've shared with everyone. So what we're sharing now is the Artificer class. Now, people who have Tasha's Cauldron of Everything or Eberron Rising from the Last War
Turn the
have
volume down a bit.
version of the Artificer.
Right.
The version that we are sharing now is a version that benefits from many of the improvements that we've made in the 2024 Player's Handbook. And this is a chance.
Prediction. Which Artificer will have weapon masteries, if any? I feel like it's a subclass specific thing. I don't think they would give him weapon masteries. They could, because they are technically a half caster. They're very different from like Paladin and Ranger, though, in my opinion.
That's for us
We'll
to bring
see.
the Artificer in line with the classes that are in that book. A chance for the Artificer to get the same kind of glow up that the Wizards got, the Fighters got.
I would love if they had
all the
weapon
other
masteries.
classes. And so what we've done is we've gone through the base class, looked for ways that we can improve it, make it more fun, apply lessons we've learned about the class ever since we released it. And then we've also gone through each of the 4 subclasses that appeared in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything and fine-tune them. In some cases, given brand new features. In other cases, taken a feature that maybe people enjoyed but had kind of a squeaky wheel in it, and so we've applied oil.
Alchemists, please. Alchemist potions, fixing them, please.
And we have looked everywhere. How can we make the class even more fun for people? The class's spell list benefits from some of the new spells in the revised Player's Handbook.
Oh, yeah.
And we also have some new magic items in the Unearthed Arcana for people to take a look at.
Makes sense.
Ooh.
Yeah. So let's talk about the base class. How has that changed?
That's exciting.
We have made a bunch of fine-tuning and redesign at the base level of the class, starting with the very first feature you get, Magical Tinkering. Before, Magical Tinkering in many ways was a object version of the Prestidigitation spell. Very similar.
Oh yeah, I remember this being a very like, it was like a fine feature, but it was a little bit less than it was a little bit more than a flavorful feature. It had some mechanics, but it wasn't really that amazing.
Also to what the Rock Gnome does about being able to take a feature of Prestidigitation and essentially apply it to an object.
Yeah.
We felt we could do more for the Artificer, particularly
Yes,
because
please.
the Rock Gnome is in the Player's Handbook.
Yeah.
We also now have the Crafter feat in the Player's Handbook. We wanted Magical Tinkering to go beyond essentially just delivering Prestidigitation but in object form, particularly because the class has Prestidigitation on its spell list. And so what we've done is we've replaced the functionality of the previous Magical Tinkering with the ability to, through your tinkering, create actual objects. So this, and you're going to see this as a theme in some of the redesigns here.
Like mundane items or something more interesting?
You're not just sort of giving some magical oomph to an object that already exists. You are creating an object. And this is the way for the Artificer right away at first level to be the person who can essentially reach into their bag of tricks and be like, I've got the rope we need because I just made it. I've got the torch we need because poof, I just fabricated.
Okay, that's fine. Like, I'm not upset with that, but it is, you know, a little lackluster. But it's okay to have a few lackluster abilities, you know?
Right.
And we've provided a list of adventuring gear.
It's kind of fun.
The Artificer can make. You can do it a certain number of times per day. And this right away gives the Artificer a versatility and a relationship with gear that really, I think, helps bring its identity more fully to life.
Yeah.
We then, at second level, continue this theme of creating stuff, because that's such a big part of the Artificer, by replacing the previous infuse item feature with a feature called simply replicate magic item. Now, the item infusion system that the
Okay, so okay, that's interesting. So it used to be that there was these different infusions, and one of the infusions was replicate magic item, but it seems they're making it different where it's just all replicating magic items. I hope they still get some unique items though, because if they don't, that would suck, because crafting has become slightly easier from bastions. I bet they'll have their own unique stuff. We'll see.
Artificer used to have was essentially a magic item creation system, but you had to jump through several hoops to get there. You had to first have a non-magical object.
Yeah.
Then you had to know an infusion that could affect that kind of object. Then you had to use that infusion on that object to either turn it into a magic item-like item, or if the infusion you learned was the replicate magic item infusion, you were creating a magic item from a limited list of magic items. We've scrapped all that.
Yeah.
Now you are simply making magic items. You know a certain number of magic item plans now.
Okay.
And the list of plans that you can choose from starts small at level 2. It's a preset list of items along with every common magic item in the game. But as you level up, the list of items that you can select plans from gets larger and larger and larger. And rather than being a set of fixed item lists as before, you now start gaining access to whole categories of magic items, and then you are able to create different rarities of those items as you level up, peaking at level 14, where you start being able to create rare magic items in several different categories.
That sounds cool, but I hope they have unique magic items that other characters can't get access to. Because if they don't, I will be upset.
This means now that the Artificer is the magic item crafter par excellence. No one else in the game will match them in
I don't know French. What does that mean?
this. They had a bit of this before, but now it's just essentially we cut out the middleman where you were kind of having to, do this little mini game of I've got the mundane object, then I put the infusion in it, then it becomes you're just making magic items now.
Right.
And so this is a really exciting evolution for the class. It also means that the class can now evolve with the game. One of the things we wanted to solve in this revision of the Artificer was later on when we come out with books with new magic items, we want artificers to have access to that material.
Right.
Okay.
And so this redesign of their magic item replication abilities not only lets them make more different types of items, but also means this ability now grows with the game.
And there is no limitation based off, whether you know that spell. Just because that magical item can replicate that spell doesn't mean that you need to know that spell yourself.
No, you pick certain plans, and then the items you make are based on the plans you know.
Perfect.
Now also, going back to first level,
But did they get unique items that only they can use? Please?
we've made a tweak in spellcasting that will also help the Artificer's versatility. And the Artificer is all about versatility. And that is, we've made it so that the Artificer, like the Wizard, can change one of their cantrips every time they finish a long rest. This means our two
Cool.
intelligence-based spellcasters
Awesome.
have the easiest time changing their cantrips. And again, part of this is that both of these classes, so much of their identity is about having the right tool for the job. And of course, the Artificer has a feature called the right tool for the job. And that too has
what's this?
changed, where because we now have magical tinkering at level 1, letting you just create objects, right tool for the job now gets to build on that feature by adding artisan's tools to the list of items that you can create from the equipment chapter.
Okay. Cool.
And so between magical
So far, nothing that impressive in my opinion.
tinkering and replicate magic item, as you level up, you have this growing list of things that you can make.
Right.
So if you want to play a character who is all about making stuff, the Artificer was already good at that, but now the Artificer is even better at that, whether the items you're making
He's not
are
wrong.
magical or magical. At level 6, we've changed,
I can tell Todd, just like me, I feel like Todd is really good at showing how the D&D community is feeling about something with just his facial expressions alone. like when they were doing the Unearthed Arcana for the Ranger, and when they were announcing the full, like the official Ranger, I just remember Todd's face being like, ugh. And I feel like his face right now is like, and?
We've replaced the tool expertise feature that used to be there with a new feature called Magic Item Tinker. And this allows you to take one of those magic items that you created with Replicate Magic Item and essentially disintegrate it into a spell slot.
Yeah.
So if you ever find as an Artificer, you've made more stuff than you need, you can you have the ability to instantly recycle
Yeah.
one of the items you created to get the magical energy in it and turn that into a spell slot.
Okay, that's cool. They're taking it from. Okay, I already have thoughts about this. In my experience, mundane items don't come up as much as you'd think. And this is essentially like the whole druid, where you can use your wild shape charges and you can make spell slots with them, or you can take spell slots and make wild shape charges. Sorcery points, you can do the same thing. Sorcery points with spell slots. I get the thing they're doing. They're doing the thing. But the problem is, I'm not gonna be like, man, I could make a rope, or I could have another spell slot. This is a hard decision. It's not. Give me that spell slot. I'll make a shit ton of ropes and give me all the spell slots for all the ropes I made. I don't know.
And
We'll
that's
see.
something that you can do once per day.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Also, we have altered Flash of Genius, which is the Artificer's ability to quickly
Like, I can just buy a rope too. No.
aid somebody who is making an ability check or a saving throw. And before, you had to decide that you were using this ability when the person said, I'm going to make this roll. Now, it's a subtle change, but an important one. Flash of Genius is in response to an ability check or saving throw failing. And so you now don't have to guess
Okay, that's cool.
if the time is right for you to use it.
Flash of Genius. I think it was like a level 7 or 8 ability. Yeah, you could. Was it get advantage or? Yeah, I think you get advantage on a saving throw or re-roll a saving throw or an ability check. This is cool that it only now it's a reaction to a fail. That is better.
And this is the kind of refinement that we did for a number of the classes in the new Player's Handbook. And so now we get to see the Artificer benefiting from
That's good.
tuning up in this way. And again, that will make it far easier for Artificers to know when is an optimal time to use one of their limited uses of Flash of Genius.
So you're not wasting it ever.
We have also, in the base class, improved the spell storing item, which before could store a level 1 or level 2 spell. Now it also has the ability to store a level 3 spell. So you'll be able to essentially juice that item up even more.
Put fireballs in there.
We've
I like that.
also at level 19, we've put in the epic boon because all classes now get an epic boon at level 19. And then the 20th level feature, Soul of Artifice, has been improved in a variety of ways. This feature always had.
I honestly forgot what the 20th level feature was. We'll see.
On one hand,
Probably wasn't that good.
To improve your saving throws if you were attuned to a certain number of items, and then it'll also allow you to cheat death.
Right.
Now, the death cheating ability before
That's kind of cool.
required you to use your reaction to use it, which can be pretty tricky because you never know in D&D or in life when death is coming. And sometimes you could have been in a situation where you already used your reaction on a particular round, making it impossible for you to use this ability. So first, you no longer have to burn a reaction to use this ability. And when you do use it, rather than being restored to 1 hit point, you're now restored to 20. And this is to help ensure you don't immediately drop a moment after coming back.
But at level 20 HP and 1 HP, not that much of a difference in my opinion. But
Which again is also a change that we've made in a number of the classes in the Player's Handbook, because we saw over the last decade that some of our death-defying abilities gave you only a moment of defiance, and then because you were just standing there with 1 HP, then you know.
Like Celestial Warlocks at level 15, they get a similar ability, but you get half your HP. I feel like they could have done half HP. Like, I feel like if it's like once per long rest or something, level 20. Like, if you made a level 20 Artificer without multiclassing, I think you deserve that. Like, come on.
A monster could lightly blow on you and you would fall over. So we've made it that you have a chance to actually hold your ground for a bit longer.
Cool.
We've also replaced the saving throw bonus with instead a bonus to your ability checks. It no longer requires you to
Wait,
have
what?
to sort of chase having multiple items that you're attuned to, because many of the items you can create with the magic item replication don't require attunement.
Yeah.
And so now what we've done is, as long as you have at least one item that you're attuned to, you get to add a d6 to every ability check that you make. And this represents the
Took away the saving throw thing? Oh, what? Why? That's like, okay.
magic of your items helping guide your work as an artificer. And
Only ability checks, no saving throw
this
bonus.
is also nice because it means you have something active that you can enjoy with this feature. Before, both halves of the feature were reactive. Saving throws are triggered by usually monsters or traps. And then the other feature was defying death. So we've made it so that you still have that death-defying ability, but now the other half gets to boost your ability check. So you get to feel like, when you're making something or when you're trying to figure something out or search for something, you get to feel like your magic items are powering you up.
Perfect.
So again, that's a lot there in the core class.
Yeah.
Core class seems fine, but I'm not wowed at all, and unless I get the more details in the actual document where it explains what's going on with the magic items. Do they have unique magic items?
The highlights are you're making real objects now.
Yeah.
You're making non-magical ones, and you're making you can make a much wider array of magic items than you ever could before.
Yeah, that's impressive. I mean, the only limitation here is like cursed items, and what else?
So cursed items, and then the items that you can make is gated by rarity and item category.
Yeah.
And so as
That
you
makes
hit
sense.
certain levels, the class lets you know, all right, now you can make items of this certain rarity in this particular category.
Gotcha.
But yes, no, you can't make cursed items with replicate magic item. You can still make them using the magic item crafting rules in the Dungeon Master's Guide,
Right.
but not with your quick creation ability in this class.
You and I both have a soft spot for
Makes sense.
Oh yes.
I spent a long time as an armorer, and I've loved that.
And when I get to play a character in live play shows, usually the character I'm playing is Vi, the Artificer. In fact, just last week at PAX Unplugged, I got to play Vi in an episode of Desi Quest, which was a ton of fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
And Vi is an artillerist.
Yeah.
And I like all four of the Artificer subclasses, but because I keep playing Vi, I have a soft spot for the artillerist, rather the Artificer who loves to blow shit up.
I got
True,
to
true.
play my character even as an armorer for about a year, and just getting the crap kicked out of you as a tank was so fun. Because you have such
The armor in 2014 is really good.
durability, but you are often like it's such a fantastic tank in D&D. I love that.
Yeah.
subclass. So speaking of subclasses, we should probably talk about those.
Let's do
First
it.
up, we've got the Alchemist.
Yes. Make the alchemist good.
Correct.
Yes. So the Alchemist's set of spells that they always have prepared has gotten tweaked. Blight has been swapped out for Vitriolic Sphere, one of the spells
Ooh,
now.
I like that. Vitriolic Sphere is perfect for an alchemist. Oh my god.
And also the base class's spell list has gotten some additions from the new Player's Handbook, including Arcane Vigor, Dragon's Breath, the new True Strike, Elementalism, and also Circle of Power. So
That's
the
base
Artificer
class.
Base class has some new spellcasting options.
Yeah.
And then the Alchemist now gets Vitriolic Sphere, because the Alchemist is all about blasting acid and other either harmful or helpful concoctions.
I created this character using a third-party wizard, the Witch Doctor, and Alchemist Artificer, and oh my god, I would love to recreate. I never played this character, but I would love to make it with the 2024 rules. Oh my god.
We've also made it so that the Alchemist can now craft potions faster using the crafting rules in the Dungeon Master's Guide. And we have overhauled the Alchemist's signature ability, Experimental Elixir.
Experimental elixir! Be good! Be good.
First off, Experimental Elixir now allows you to create 2 of the elixirs for free rather than just 1.
Okay.
We've also altered the table that you roll on so that the highest result on the table, if you roll it, you now get to choose what the experimental elixir is.
Right.
You also still now have the
I think a lot of people forget too. You can use spell slots to make more elixirs. In the 2014 rules, you could use spell slots to make more elixirs, and you could pick whatever you want. So I think I'm pretty sure that's how it was. So hopefully they still have that.
the option of spending spell slots to make
Yep,
experimental elixirs. And those experimental elixirs, you can choose what their effect
Sweet.
is from the experimental elixir table.
I was right.
Also in that table, the healing option has been beefed up, just as healing spells in the new player's handbook have gotten better.
Okay.
The healing option here has gotten better as well. So the alchemist is able to keep pace now with the improved healing in the player's handbook.
And there's a significant change to the action economy.
Well, yes,
Bonus action alchemist
because
potions.
now people can drink your experimental elixirs as a bonus action.
Right.
And so that makes
Yes.
all of these better because now
That's
no one's
great.
spending their whole turn
Yeah.
drinking one of these to get flight or healing or to get that bonus to their rolls and what have you. So now you can quickly
Way
drink
better.
yourself or someone that you've given the elixir to. You can quickly drink it, get its
I feel like most people homebrewed it that way. I never actually played at a table with an alchemist. Let me know down in the comments if you played an alchemist artificer. Were you able to just use the potions as a bonus action?
effect and keep going with your turn.
Yeah.
And so that's huge.
Yeah.
So you not only are able to make more of these and have more of a chance of controlling what the effects are, but it's again easier for people to fold these effects into their turns, which I think is going to really make the whole subclass feel more fluid, pun intended.
Ha 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 ha.
Now, we've also made it so that at 9th level in the subclass, when you get to the point where you get restorative reagents, the temporary hit points offered by that feature are now greater than they were before. This is again connected to this design theme throughout the game where restorative abilities have gotten better so they can better keep pace with the amount of damage that creatures are dealing in the game. We've
And they're
also
dealing
made
a
it
lot
so
more.
that in Chemical Mastery, which is the capstone ability, you now have a new damage boost. So this is going to help alchemists dish out more hurt at high level that they didn't have before.
Okay.
And Chemical Mastery now lets alchemists cast Tasha's Bubbling Cauldron, which is
That's a good
new
one.
spell in the revised player's handbook.
Oh, that's a 6th level spell, and normally alchemists are capped at, well, artificers are capped at 5th level spells because they're half casters. Yeah, it would feel really weird for alchemists not to be able to use that spell, so that's cool. It's kind of lame for a capstone because Tasha's Bubbling Cauldron isn't like that. It's cool, but like, I don't know. If it's a subclass capstone, though, I think it's level 14. I don't know.
And
I'll have to
put it
look
here rather than putting it on the spell list because it's a 6th level spell, which
Yeah,
artificers
yeah.
don't normally have access to.
Right.
So that means the alchemist gets to cheat a little bit and gain access to a 6th level spell, which is usually beyond the reach of this class,
Right.
but not for the alchemist. And because we felt if anyone should be able to quickly dish out potions, it's this subclass.
Yeah.
And so with the addition of this spell to the class,
fitting.
it's going to be a really nice addition to the toolkit.
That brings us to the armor, which I've already talked about at length. That is one of my absolute favorites. It definitely provides that multiple fantasy strength, whether
Armorer.
you are really into mechs or Iron Man or just fine tuning your armor. This is just kind of like fantasy wish fulfillment stuff.
And we couldn't resist. We added a whole new type of armor.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, cool.
This subclass got a ton of love just because it was so fun to add it. The subclass used to have 2 options where you would choose between playing either the Guardian or the Infiltrator. Well, now we've added a 3rd option. the
Oh.
Dreadnought. And the Dreadnought gets to
It's like a tank.
become
actual.
large
Yeah.
and at higher level huge
Yeah.
and swings around a huge
Oh.
chain to smash creatures. And so again, if you've ever had this
Oh,
fantasy
that's
of
cool,
essentially
actually.
getting in a mech and
Yeah.
stomping around or being Sigourney Weaver in that lift at the end of Aliens, the Dreadnought is for you.
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
Guardian
man, that's
and
awesome.
the Infiltrator are just as juicy as they were before, but now you have a third option to consider as an armorer when you're deciding which of these options is going to be the most appropriate for a given adventure.
Yeah, I love how much you can do with armor now, because now you can have like your offensive mode eventually, and your defensive mode and stealth mode. Like you have kind of all these different armor sets that you could tone.
Absolutely, and we've also made it at higher level that the thunder gauntlets and the lightning launchers of the Infiltrator and the Guardian, they have been improved. So people who already love the armor, fear not. The options that were already there have also gotten a glow up, in addition to the Dreadnought crashing into the subclass. And then we've also replaced the level 9 ability in the subclass. It's now called Armor Replication, and going back to the theme
Armor
in
Replication
the base class of just creating items, you simply now you have an additional magic item you can create each day using your replicate magic item feature, but it must be a suit of armor. And
okay,
so again,
that's cool.
And again, it's not a kind of like a magic item, or it is a full-fledged magic item.
So that's fantastic. It's great having all those different armor sets, and then we still have the extra attack that we can do.
That's right. Shall we talk about the subclass of Big Booms, the Artillerist?
The big booms.
Big Booms.
So in the Artillerist, just as the Alchemist, their base feature got an overhaul.
Right.
The base feature of the Artillerist, the Eldritch Cannon, got an overhaul. Part of that is just ease of use. We've changed how
like the
Eldritch Cannon is formatted, so it's going to look to
I do like the Eldritch Cannon, so that's exciting.
people a bit more like the siege engines in the Dungeon Master's Guide. So for any of us who play an Artillerist, as I do, it's going to be easier to look down and just see what the heck can my Eldritch Cannon do.
Yeah.
That's just on the surface. The most exciting change that we've made to the Eldritch Cannon is now, instead of having to decide when you create the Eldritch Cannon, whether it has a flamethrower, a force ballista, or the protection field, you now, every time
do
you
all of
activate
them?
the cannon, get to choose which of those three things it does.
Yeah.
So now every Eldritch Cannon can do all three, and it's just every activation you're choosing which one. We made this change
That's
because
cool.
before it was really easy sometimes to not be quite sure how an encounter is going to play out, and then just repeatedly default to the Force Ballista.
Yeah.
Because you pretty much know being able to make a potent ranged attack will be useful in just about every fight. But we know there are some situations where the Flamethrower and the Protector are really juicy options. And so rather than having those two just sort of forever be on the back bench, they're now, all three options are in circulation, and you just decide in the moment which of these cool options is the cannon going to use.
That's cool. That's cool.
So
I like that.
that's really big. The other great thing about the Eldritch Cannon now is you no longer need to use your action to detonate it if you want to explode it.
Yeah.
Instead, when it drops to
Reaction?
0, you can use your reaction.
Yeah,
to blow
okay,
it.
that's cool. That's cool.
Again,
That's
this
cool.
means you're not spending your turn having to explode it. And
That's
you can
crazy
damage
that
by
you
hitting
had to
it.
use your
So
action
you
before.
decide that it's positioned in the right place to detonate it, and it isn't going to hurt your friends, or maybe you don't care. It's now going to do more damage when it explodes.
Right. Perfect.
Now in the Battlesmith, here this
Battlesmith is cool. I like this one.
subclass was so solid that mostly what people are going to see are refinements in how the Steel Defender, its stat block is built, and how it functions on your turn.
I feel like if any subclass should get weapon masteries, it's probably this one.
The Steel Defender, people will recognize it functions similarly to the Beastmaster's pets in the New Player's Handbook, and so this subclass has been tuned up so that the Battlesmith's pal is going to be able to hold its own next to those other companions that are available now in the New Player's Handbook.
Cool.
Speaking of companions, we also have a brand new spell for Artificers, and that is the Homunculus Servant.
Okay.
The Homunculus Servant
Ooh, it's a spell now. Okay, it used to be an infusion.
used to be a magic item infusion option for the Artificer, and because the infusion system got completely redesigned,
It's sounding like, based on everything he said, that artificers, yes, they're the best at making magic items, but it seems like they do not get their own unique items that only they can use, and that is a bummer to me.
we didn't want Artificers to lose the ability to have a Homunculus Servant. So what we've done is we've turned it into a spell available to all Artificers. It can be cast as a ritual. So if you want to have a Homunculus Servant, which is basically the Artificer's equivalent of a familiar, You can do that. You're not going to have to spend a spell slot on it. And the Homunculus Servant stat block has been redesigned so that this spell now feels like a nice companion to the new summoning spells in the revised Player's Handbook. We also, on that theme of not wanting artificers to lose all of those infusions that used to be in the class that weren't actual magic items, we've taken the best of those and included them in this Unearthed Arcana as new magic items that can be created using the new Replicate Magic Item feature. That includes items like the Boots of the Winding Path.
Okay. But wait, I need to re-listen to what he said. Because this is what I was worried about.
So on that theme of not wanting artificers to lose all of those infusions that used to be in the class that weren't actual magic items, we've taken the best of those and included them in this Unearthed Arcana as new magic items.
So everyone, part of me is excited for this because that means I can use Artificer magic items that I thought were cool on non-artificer builds. But I also feel like there should be some items that only artificers can use, and I'm conflicted about this.
That can be created using the new Replicate Magic Item feature. That includes items like the Boots of the Winding Path, those fun boots where you can teleport to a place that you were at earlier on that turn, the Helm of Awareness, the Mind Sharpener, and several others. What's awesome about these now being actual magic items is not only can the Artificer continue to make them using their Replicate Magic Item feature, but that means these items are also now available for DMs to give as treasure in their adventures.
Yeah.
And so it's a win-win here, where not only Artificer...
It's a win-win, but it also makes it so the Artificer has one less thing that's unique about it. I think it's important for classes to have things that only they can do. And this now is something that makes Artificers a little bit less unique.
Artificers get to still access these really cool items as they're tinkering and making magic objects. But now other characters might get to see these in campaigns where there isn't even an Artificer in the campaign. And so if people have been in a campaign and have really wanted the spell refueling ring, which just gives you a spell slot back, well, even if there's no Artificer, there's now a chance, if all this makes it into the official game, that the DM can make these items available to you.
And that's about it, right?
Yes.
So,
yeah, it's quite a lot. It is 14 pages of Artificer goodness, 4 subclasses, completely revised base class, new magic items.
Okay, guys, now we're gonna look at it.
I look forward to seeing what people think.
Yeah, and again, it's really important that you playtest this material, you send feedback back to us. The best way to be doing that is on D&D Beyond. Fill out that survey.
We're on it.
We'll look over that.
We're on it, Todd.
Tweak from there. But that's a huge, important part of the UA process is your feedback. So don't forget to do that. What is it?
I will not.
So what is the dream that kind of?
I'm gonna move some stuff around on my screen, guys.
About inventiveness and making things. And as a person whose career it is to make things, the Artificer really sort of taps into something that I love. And there is also a fun sort of zany inventor quality to the Artificer that I also like. So there can be a whimsy there as well.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, Colby. Okay, let's look at. Oh wait, I want to make sure this doesn't automatically play. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we got the document. I'm gonna move the cat cam out of the way, and I need to do a few things actually. I need to. I'm gonna use this display capture. One moment, guys. Promise everything will make sense here in a second. Okay. There we go. That's that works. I have it nice and big. You guys can read everything. Okay. Sweet. Actually, I'll do one more thing. I'll make it even bigger. I'll make it even bigger. I'll move the cat cam. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to make this a good viewing experience for you all, you know? Cat cam is gonna go up here in this corner. And I'll make my webcam slightly smaller. Boom. Okay. Sweet. Let's do this. So we have one last thing. I gotta play some music. Okay, there we go. We got some vibes. And now we got this. Okay, so we have the Artificer. I feel like I just want to go right down to the Alchemist. I'm going to look at the Alchemist real quick. I just have to. I'm sorry. I just want to check on it real quick. Where armor? Where the hell is tinkering? Artificer spells. I will look at the spell list. Oh, there's so many things. Okay, that's the artillery. Is the alchemist is first normally. That's armorer. Okay, finally. Okay, we got it. Alchemist. Craft magical elixirs and potions. An alchemist is an expert at combining reagents to produce magical effects. The alchemists use their creations to give life and to leech it away. Okay. Design notes. Let's look at this. Yeah, replace blight with vitriolic sphere. Now allows the artificer to craft potions faster. Experimental elixirs. Yeah. He talked all about all this stuff in the video. Restorative reagents has been changed to connect to temporary hit points to your level. Okay. Okay. Tool proficiencies. Yeah, you gain proficiency in artisan tools of your choice. Oh. In addition, when you brew potion using the crafting rules in the Dungeon Master's Guide, the amount of time required to craft it is halved. Okay, so it's easier to craft potions for you. That's cool. Okay, we got the spell list. We got Healing Word, Ray of Sickness, Flaming Sphere, Melf's Acid Arrow, Gaseous Form, Mass Healing Word, Death Ward, Vitriolic Sphere, Cloud Kill, and Raise Dead. I like that spell list. I feel like that's good. I kind of feel like Ray of Sickness should have been replaced with Tasha's... with what's that? Actually, it's probably in their base spell list. That's why. Don't worry about it. We'll get to that. Experimental elixir. Whenever you finish a long rest while holding alchemist supplies. I like that visual. You're just holding your alchemist supplies while you're sleeping. You can use the tool to magically produce 2 elixirs. For each elixir, roll on the experimental elixir table for the elixir's effect, which is triggered when someone drinks the elixir. The elixir appears in a vial, and the vial vanishes when the elixir is drunk or poured out. If an elixir remains when you finish a long rest, the elixir and its vial vanish. Drinking an elixir. As a bonus action, a creature can drink the elixir or administer it to another creature within 5 feet of itself. Cool. So you can also administer it to your friend as a bonus action, as long as you're next to them. That's I like that. That's pretty cool. As a magic action while holding alchemist supplies, you can expend 1 spell slot to create another elixir. When you do so, you choose its effect from the experimental elixir table rather than rolling. When you reach certain Artificer levels, you can make an additional elixir at the end of each long rest. A total of 3 at level 5, 4 at level 9, and 5 at level 15. That's cool. One thing to note here, guys, it doesn't say Artificer spell slots, meaning if you multi-class, you can use those spell slots to make more elixirs as well. So that's cool. But I think it's one any level spell slot. I don't think you get scaling. Like, it's not like if you cast a 5th level spell you can make 5 potions. That's kind of unfortunate. Okay, healing. The drinker regains a number of hit points equal to 2d8 plus your intelligence modifier. I feel like this would be a good one to give out to party members, but not for you to use yourself very much, because you have healing word, so you could do the same thing with spell slot. Sorry guys. I'm a little burpy. The drinker's speed increases by 10 feet for 1 hour. Cool. It's long strider. The drinker gains a +1 bonus to AC for 10 minutes. I like that one. That's a really good one. Boldness. The drinker can roll 1d4 and add the number rolled to every attack roll and saving throw they make for the next minute. The best part about these is that they are not spells, so they can't be counterspelled, and they do not require concentration. The drinker gains a fly speed of 10 feet for 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, honestly, again, we already know, like this was available in the original game, but being able to fly at like first level, I guess it's 3rd level because that's when they get the subclass. Being able to fly at 3rd level for 10 minutes is pretty good, but it is only a speed of 10 feet. That's, yeah. It's basically like, don't use this in combat, use this out of combat, is basically what they're saying there. Okay. Whenever you cast a spell using your alchemist supplies as a spellcasting focus, you gain a bonus to 1 roll of the spell. That roll must restore hit points or be a damage roll that deals acid, fire, necrotic, or poison damage. The bonus equals your intelligence modifier. Exactly the same how it was before. Restorative reagents. You can incorporate restorative reagents into some of your works, granting the following benefits. Fortify. Whenever a creature drinks an elixir you created with the experimental elixir feature, the creature gains temporary hit points equal to your intelligence modifier plus your artificer level. Okay. That's pretty cool. And that's at level 9? That's not even that high level. So that means someone will drink an elixir, like they could drink your elixir and get healed 2d8 hit points plus your intelligence modifier, and then on top of that they get like around 13, depending on what your intelligence modifier is at, around 13 temp HP. That's really good. Restore. You can cast Lesser Restoration without expending a spell slot and without preparing the spell, provided you use alchemist supplies as the spellcasting focus. You can do so a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum of once. That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, Chemical Mastery. Alchemical Eruption. When you cast an Artificer spell that deals acid, fire, necrotic, or poison damage to a target, you can also deal 2d8 force damage to that target. You can use this benefit only once on each of your turns. Okay, cool. You gain resistance to acid damage and poison damage. Awesome. I feel like the poison wasn't originally a part of this, and I feel like that's new. You can cast Hotch's Bubbling Cauldron without expending a spell slot, without preparing the spell, and without material components, provided you use alchemist supplies as a spellcasting focus. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish the long rest. Okay. I feel like Alchemist in this state is definitely a bit more solid. I want to check out the spell list though. So we get Elementalism has been added because it wasn't even a spell in 2014. I feel like this is a pretty solid cantrip list. Message, Poison Spray, Ray of Frost. And then the new True Strike. Yeah, that's pretty good. Wait. I know, sorry, I'm doing this in a weird order. I should just start with I should go back to the base class. Constitution, Intelligence, saving their proficiencies. I always forget that they have con saving their proficiency. That's really good. Simple weapons, light, medium armor, and shields. Okay, so as a multi-class character, you still get light and medium armor and shields when you multi-class. Easy level 1 dip from Wizard. Okay, magical tinkering can now allow Artificer to craft low-cost items quickly. Okay, let me review these items and see if I care about any of these. Okay, ball bearings, basket, bedroll, bell, blanket, block and tackle, bucket, caltrops, candle, crowbar, flask, jug, lamp, net, oil, paper, parchment, pole, pouch, rope, sack, shovel, string, tinderbox, torch, vial. I guess it'll be fine. I don't know. I feel pretty neutral about it. Spell slots. Yeah, you get first level spells. Level 1. Oh, man. Half casters, man. Yeah, I feel like the Artificer is just this weird class where they're a half caster, but the other half casters are like weapon focused characters that get really cool features that do specific types of damage. But the Artificer, like every subclass makes the class like play completely differently, you know? So I don't know, it's just very interesting. Okay, let me look at these magic item plans situation. When you gain this feature, choose 4 plans to learn from the magic item plans table. Whenever you gain an Artificer level. Okay, how quickly can I make these though? When you finish a long rest, you can create 1 or 2 different magic items. If you have Tinker's tools in hand, each item is based on one of the plans you know for this feature. If a created item requires attunement, you can attune yourself to it the instant you create it. If you decide to attune to an item later, you must do so with the normal process of attunement, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So, Artificer level 2, Alchemy Jug, Bag of Holding, Cap of Water Breathing, Goggles of Night, Rope of Climbing, Sending Stones, +1 shield, that's cool. Wand of Magic Detection, Wand of Secrets, Wand of the War Mage, and +1 weapon. Okay. So nothing unique really to Artificer. Like, do they have repeating weapon? Like, is that a thing? Or you guys know the one I'm talking about? The one that where you don't have to take crossbow expert? Oh, I feel like they got rid of that one. That sucks. Okay. Magic item Tinker. You replicate magic item feature improves this fall. Okay, so at level 6, you get +1 armor, boots of Elvenkind, cloak of Elvenkind, cloak of the Mana Ray, Eye of Charming, gloves of thievery. It is cool that you can change your plans out. Like, cloak of the Mana Ray is not that great unless you're in a situation where you want to swim, you know? Lantern revealing, pipes of haunting, uncommon armor, wand, or weapon that isn't cursed. And then you can do any item basically that's uncommon. And level 10, uncommon ring or wondrous item that isn't cursed. Okay. As a bonus action, you can touch a magic item within 5 feet of yourself. Oh, you know what? This feature's even worse than I thought it was. What the hell? Most of the infusions are turned into magic items at the bottom of the dock. I believe repeating shot is one of the... Oh, cool. I'll check that out, Crimson Edge. Thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, I've just been looking through this and like I was really worried that they would lose a lot of their cool infusions. This drain magic item feature, how he explained it in the video, I thought it was draining those mundane items to get a spell slot like these. But the fact that it's your actual magic items, I'm like, oh, that's even... I don't like that much. I'm gonna check those magic items out, though. Okay, I see it. Repeating shot. Okay, yep, they're here. Thank you so much. Okay. We got Boots of the Winding Path, Helm of Awareness, Mind Sharpener, Radiant Weapon. We got Repeating Shot. This is going to be crazy for non-artificers too to have access to this. Like, this magic weapon grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it, and when it's used to make a ranged attack roll, it ignores loading property if it has it. If the weapon lacks ammunition, it produces its own, automatically creating 1 piece of magic ammunition when the wielder... Like, I know crossbow expert does more things now. Like, it does the whole... like, you know, you can fire at close range, but like, if you can craft an uncommon magic item pretty easily, this is, so many people are gonna pick this. It does create a spell slot though, not restore, so you can get more than normal if you have, say, Goggles of Night on a sunny day. That is true. So it's not just restoring. So you can just have extra spell slots. That's cool. That's a bit better than like the Druid Wild Shape spell restore thing. So that is good to keep in mind. Repulsion shield. You gain a +1 bonus to armor class while wielding this shield. The shield has 4 charges. While holding it, you can take a reaction immediately after being hit by a melee attack to roll to expend one of the shield's charges and push the attacker up to 15 feet away. Okay. I am excited for returning weapon. I actually have a build coming out. A build video coming out next Monday. And I would love this returning weapon for that build. This magic item grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it, and it returns to your hand immediately after it is used to make a ranged attack roll. Guys, I'm telling you, returning weapon for paladin builds will be amazing. Oh my gosh. A javelin has a short range 30 feet range, and it is a melee weapon that has the thrown property. You can smite with a javelin, and if you have a returning weapon, it comes back to you. Also, its long range is 120 feet. So you could, if you want to throw it at disadvantage, you could smite it 120 feet away. I would love returning weapon on my throne weapon fighting style open sea paladin. I just rolled up. Returning trident would also be amazing. Trident doesn't have as long of a range as javelin, but oh my gosh, the topple weapon mastery is amazing. And we got spell refueling ring as well. Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna go back. I want to look at the spell list now. I already was looking at the cantrips, and then I decided to go back up. Trident with the trident. That is literally perfect. So we have alarm, cure wounds, detect magic, disguise self, expedient retreat, fairy fire, false life, feather fall, grease, long strider, purify food and drink, sanctuary. Okay. Aid, alter self, arcane lock, arcane vigor, blur, continual flame, dark vision, blah 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 blah. Homunculus servant. I need to read homunculus servant to see how much different it is from find familiar. Magic weapon, guys. This spell in the new version of the game is really good. It's really good. Magic weapon with a returning throne weapon. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, but it makes it +1, so you can't. You can only use magic weapon on mundane weapons. Shit. Never mind. Never mind. It'll still be good, but like, there's a conflict of interest there. Okay, we have a link. Create food and water. Spell magic. There isn't any spells here that I'm surprised by. I don't have their spell list memorized or anything, you know, but everything seems to be pretty similar. I already read Alchemist. I'll read the Dreadnought, but first I want to read Homunculus Servant. Okay, that's the stat block. I want to read what it says. Okay. Homunculus Servant, level 2 conjuration spell. Okay, it's level 2. That's good. That means that it can't be taken with Fey Touch or Shadow Touched or anything like that. Okay, you summon a special. I'm used to things being spectral. You summon a special homunculus in an unoccupied space within range. This creature uses the Homunculus Servant stat block. If you already have a homunculus from this spell, the homunculus is replaced by the new one. You determine the homunculus's appearance, such as a mechanical looking bird, winged vials, or miniature animated cauldrons. Cool. So it's all in the stat block. Okay, AC 13 never goes up. We got 5 HP plus 5 per spell level. So, okay, that's pretty low. Walking speed of 20 feet, flying speed of 30 feet. Okay. Immunities. It's immune to poison, exhaustion, and the poison condition. It has dark vision. I'm thinking of, when I think about this, I'm thinking of the fact that the Dragon's Breath spell is available for the Artificer now. How can I use Dragon's Breath with this little guy? So it has evasion. That makes sense. I like that. It's similar to Find Steed. Basically, if they... yeah, it's evasion just like any other thing has evasion. Magic Bond, add the spell level to any ability check or saving throw. Okay, that's cool. Force strike, melee or ranged attack roll. I'm going to double check. It doesn't say anything in the spell about actions. Maybe that comes later. I'll keep going. Bonus equals your spell attack modifier, reach 5 feet or range 30 feet. Okay, so it does both. Hit 1d6 plus the spell's level of force damage. Okay, that's fine. It's not amazing or anything, but it's an attack. And then reactions, channel magic. The trigger is you cast a spell that has a range of touch while the homunculus is within 120 feet of you. Response. Okay, yeah. So you can use touch spells through the homunculus. Combat. The homunculus is an ally to you and your allies. In combat, it shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It obeys your commands. No action required by you. If you don't use any, it takes the dodge action and uses movement to avoid danger. Okay. So, as far as I can tell, there's no restriction on it attacking. So yeah, you just get a little guy that can do attacks. Basically. I guess it's kind of similar. Am I missing something? I feel like I'm not. Because even the Warlock familiar, you still have to use, if I'm not mistaken, I think you get an invocation later where you can attack with it, but base, you have to use like your action. Like you can replace your action with its attack. But this is it just exists and can attack. It's more like a summon spell, less like a find familiar. It's like a combination, I feel like, you know? Okay, that's cool. Oh, it's explaining instead of enhanced defense infusion, the Artificer can use replicate magic item to make a +1 armor or +1 shield instead of enhanced weapon. Yeah, +1 weapon. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, boots. Yeah, I already read all that. Okay, let's look at the other subclasses now. Again, I'm not as familiar with the other subclasses as I am with Alchemist. I tried to make some builds with Alchemist in the past. Unsuccessfully. Well, it was successful. It was just disappointing. Okay. That's the Alchemist. Already read that. Artificer or Armor. Okay, you get Magic Missile, Thunder Wave, Mirror Image, Shatter, Hypnotic Pattern, Lightning Bolt, Fire Shield, Greater Invisibility, Pass Wall, and Wall of Force. Those are great. We want to look at the Dreadnought. Dreadnought, you design your armor to become a towering juggernaut in battle. It has the following features. An iron ball on a chain appears on one of your armor's gauntlets and has the following traits. Simple melee weapon. 1d, because you have to be proficient in simple weapons. 1d10 bludgeoning plus the ability modifier used for the attack roll. Okay. And then the properties are reach. Okay. As a bonus action, you transform and enlarge your armor for 1 minute. For the duration, the reach increases by 5 feet. So the weapon already has the reach property, so it's 10 foot of reach and increases by 5. So now we're at 15 foot reach. And if you are smaller than large, you become large, along with anything you are wearing. There isn't enough room for you to increase your size, blah, 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 that stuff. You can use this as a bonus action a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier. You gain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. That's pretty good. That's like 5 times for, once you get your intelligence maxed out. Wrecking Ball, if you hit a creature that is at least one size smaller than you with the flail, you can push the creature up to 10 feet straight away from yourself or pull the creature up to 10 feet towards yourself. Okay. Cool. This is cool because it's looking like we're not going to have any weapon masteries for these. So it's cool that they get abilities that are similar. The Dreadnought doesn't... It has cool stuff, but it doesn't like... I don't know. Let's keep reading. Each of the armor's gauntlets has the following traits. Oh, wait. Should they all get Thunder Gauntlets? Is that what they're saying? I guess so. 1d6, 1d8 Thunder plus the ability modifier used for the attack roll. A creature hit by the gauntlet has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you until the start of your next turn. Yep. Defensive field. While you are bloodied, you can take a bonus action to gain temporary hit points equal to your Artificer level. You lose these temporary hit points if you doff the armor. Great. Infiltrator. You customize your armor for subtle undertakings and has the following features. Lightning launcher. A gem-like node appears on one of the armor's gauntlets or on the armor's chest. Your choice has the following traits. Simple ranged. 1d6 lightning plus the ability modifier used for the attack roll. Thrown. Range 90 feet with a 30 feet disadvantage range. Once in each of your turns, when you hit a creature with a lightning launcher, you can deal an extra 1d6 lightning damage to the target. Your speed increases by 5 feet. You have advantage on dexterity stealth checks if the armor normally imposes disadvantage on such check. Okay, that's cool. Level 5, you get extra attack. Level 9, you learn an additional plan for your replicate magic item feature, and it must be the armor category. If you're okay, so you get a free armor basically. Okay, perfected armor. Your arcane armor gains additional benefits based on its model. Dreadnought. The damage die of your armor flail increases to 2d6. In addition, when you use your giant stature, your reach increases by 10 feet. And it already has reach. So it's 20 feet. Yeah, I think that's right. Your size can increase to large or huge, your choice. Oh wow. And you gain a fly speed equal to your speed? Okay, that's insane. You're literally a mech. You're huge size and you're flying. Guardian, the damage die of your Thunder Gauntlets increases to 1d10 thunder damage. In addition, when a huge or smaller creature you can see ends its turn within 30 feet of you, you can take a reaction and magically force the creature to make a strength saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failed save, you pull the creature up to 25 feet directly to an unoccupied space. If you pull, okay, so basically you get the you get a similar ability as the World Tree Barbarian. Cool. And then the Infiltrator, the damage die of your lightning launcher increases to 2d6. Any creature that takes lightning damage from your lightning launcher glimmers with a magical light until the start of your next turn. The glimmering creature sheds dim light, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Defensive thing. It has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. Artillerist. Let's look at this spell list. Shield, Thunder Wave, Scorching Ray, Shatter, Fireball, Wind Wall, Ice Storm, Wall of Fire, Cone of Cold, and Wall of Force. Those are great spells. Eldritch Cannon. He talked about a lot of stuff already. I like that you can choose these three when you use a bonus action on your turn to... Wait. Let me read this. How he made it sound is you can choose at the beginning of the fight, but once you choose at the beginning of the fight, then you can't change it. As a bonus action, you order the cannon to use the flamethrower, force pulse, or protector options below. Oh, nope, that's wrong. Every turn you can change. Is that right? It seems like every turn you can change what it does. If that's the case, that's freaking amazing. Oh my god. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's correct. Okay, I like that. How he worded it in the video, it didn't sound like that's what was happening. So that yeah, that's great. He was describing how it used to. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Then we got Battlesmith. That's the coolest thing from the Artillerist. Not a whole lot of crazy stuff. Oh wait, I guess there's more here. Explosive cannon. Yeah, the detonate thing. He already explained a lot of this stuff. Level 15, you can now have 2 cannons at the same time. You can create 2 with the same magic action. And you can activate both of them with the same bonus action, ordering them to use the same action. Oh, okay, that's really cool. Level 15. You have 2 cannons. And as a bonus action, you can have them do different things. That's pretty cool. I like that. Oh my gosh. Shimmering field protection. You and your allies have half cover while within 10 feet of your Eldritch Cannon. And if you guys don't know, half cover, I'm pretty sure is +2 AC. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, Battlesmith. We got... How they have this ordered is kind of hard to read sometimes. Okay. Battlesmith spells. You get Heroism, Shield, Shining Smite. Nice. They got a Smite ability. Ooh. They have a Smite. Battlesmith can get Repeating Weapon or Returning Weapon. Battlesmith can get Returning Weapon and Smite with Shining Smite all the time with it. Oh, that's so cool. And then eventually they get Banishing Smite. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. This is really cool, actually. Warding Bond or a Vitality, Conjure Barrage, or a Purity, Fire Shield, Banishing Smite. Oh, okay. You gain proficiency with martial weapons. And then you can use your intelligence modifier for attack rolls. Awesome. That's what I like to hear. That's crazy. An intelligence class with smites. Oh, that's going to go hard. That's going to go insane. Your tinkering is born you a companion, a steel defender. You determine the defender's appearance and whether it has 2 legs or 4. Your choices don't affect the defender's game statistics. In combat, the defender acts during your turn. It can move and take its reaction on its own, but the only action it takes is the dodge action unless you take a bonus action to commit blah blah blah, all that stuff. AC 15. HP is similar to the homunculus, but it's determined by your 5 times your artificial 5 plus 5 times your artificer level. So like at level 20, don't forget you can also have them craft an expelled weapon, maybe with Divine Smite. Oh, that would be crazy. That would be super cool. Okay. Steel Defender. Melee attack bonus equals your spell 1d8 plus 2 plus your intelligence modifier, force damage. Okay. Repair the defender. Yeah, it can heal itself. Deflect attack. A creature the defender can see within 5 feet of it makes an attack roll targeting a different creature. Response to trigger Creature makes the attack roll with disadvantage. Okay, cool. So it can reaction add disadvantage to attacks. That's cool. It's pretty beefy too. 40 movement speed. You get extra attack, level 5. Level 9. When either you hit a target with an attack roll using a magic weapon, or your steel defender hits the target, you can channel magic energy through the strike to create one of the following effects. The target takes an extra 2d6 force damage. Wait, how often can you do this? I'll get to that, I guess. Restorative energy. You choose one creature or object you can see within 30 feet of the target. Healing energy flows to the chosen recipient, restoring 2d6 hit points to it. You can use this energy a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. An extra 2d6 of damage or some extra 2d6 of healing 5 times a day. Yeah, I'll take that. Improved Defender. The extra damage and healing of your Arcane Jolt both increase to 4d6. Nice. It goes from a 15 AC to a 17 AC, and then when your Steel Defender uses its deflect attack, the attacker takes force damage. You can roll 1d4 plus your intelligence modifier. That's also pretty good. Goes extra 7 damage. Now I'm thinking about combining that with smites. Yeah, imagine if you critting at level 15 with an Arcane Jolt, 46 Arcane Jolt, and if you use it with a thrown returning weapon, you could use it like 30 feet away. It's insane. We already read Homunculus Servant, and that's basically it. I have to say, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm pretty happy with this Artificer. This is pretty cool. I like it. Yeah. I like it. I like it. They don't get weapon masteries, but that's fine. You know, a lot of classes don't get weapon masteries, and you can multi-class and get them if you want. I'm totally making a battlesmith that works with the Holy Order, but is their maintenance guy. Dude, that's hilarious. Yeah, I feel like battlesmith is surprisingly one of the highlights to me of this playtest. I would love to smite with my intelligence. Imagine the wizard multi-classes you could do. I don't even... Oh my... Imagine a battlesmith abjuration wizard. Yeah, they were the least changed. But like a battlesmith abjuration wizard, you smite. I guess smiting is a bonus action, but still, like you're like doing these insane attacks with your intelligence. Battlesmith Bladesinger could be cool too. But like, oh, dude, that's crazy. Think about how tanky a battlesmith abjuration wizard would be. Oh my god. Yeah, and the Bladesinger would be good. Yeah, I don't know. I bet you they're gonna come out with the Bladesinger though, the new Bladesinger in the Forgotten Realms book. And do you think they'll come out with the Artificer in the Forgotten Realms book? I feel like I don't know. It's just interesting that they're playtesting this now, you know? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. That being said though, guys, if they're doing UA now, it must be soonish. Yeah, I feel like just because of popular demand, they might just do... Wait, what? Wait, what's this? Oh, okay, it's a link to their YouTube channel. Okay. That was weird. But like, I don't know. I just feel like I feel like they might be putting it in the Forgotten Realms book just out of popular demand, just because people have been asking for it. You know, I feel like that might be the case. If that's what they do, I'm for it. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll see though. I think that's supposed to release in 2025 in like summertime or something. I could be wrong though. That would be cool. Yeah, I agree. I feel like people would be more open to having it in their campaigns, because Artificer is one of those weird things where it's just in the Eberron books normally, so people don't fully accept it as an actual D&D class, even though 100% is. But yeah, Artificer gets a lot of undeserved pushback, I think. Yeah, I agree. Well, this is great. This is a great little stream. Thank you for hanging out, Crimson Edge. I am probably gonna end the stream now, though. But it's great hanging out with you all, and I will be coming out with a new build video, my cold damage themed video for you guys. I'll give you a little extra information since you guys are watching the stream. There's also gonna be a VOD about this. It's gonna be a paladin that rides a reindeer and throws javelins and does ice magic. There might be a sorcerer multi-class in there a little bit. Yeah, it's fun. So that'll come out on Monday. Thank you guys all so much for watching though, and it's so amazing. It's so fun. And I'll catch you guys later. Oh, Joshua, you're totally fine. No worries. You can watch the VOD if you want. This will become a VOD after I end the stream, and you can watch it if you'd like.